For Conroe Culture News, Taylor Eyes PR, and you can listen on Conroe Culture News on Facebook, or you can get the link later on irlonestar.com. So today's guest will be Dawn Candy of I Promote You, and she's also the event coordinator for the WISE conference. She's going to tell us all about that, and that's basically what we're talking about today is the WISE conference, what it is, when it is, and the guests and the charitable organizations that are part of it. We also have God's Garage, located in Conroe on FM 2854 with Chris Williams, otherwise known as PC. And then Mosaics of Mercy is the second charitable organization that the WISE conference benefits. We have Sherry Burkhart, and who's going to tell us about Mosaics of Mercy. So a couple of updates, and the show is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic at 3033 West Davis by Conroe High School. If you have a back, you have a need. So there you go. The Chairman's Ball in the Woodlands is this Saturday at the Waterway Marriott with the theme of Under the Big Top, circus theme. There's still room if you want to be a tabletop decorator. Doesn't cost you anything but what you leave on the tables, and it's going to be fun. You can dress up or dress formal. I know I will be there, and I have a costume, and I have a cart, so we'll see. So that is this Saturday. Also, starting this Friday, this weekend, is Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, and that's presented by CYT Houston, and it's a musical with lyrics by Tim Rice and music by Andrew Lloyd Webber. So there's 4 performances Friday. There's the 8 o'clock performance, and then 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. So you can go to CrichtonTheater.org to get tickets or find out more about it. Also, coming up in another week, August 24th, is the Community Assistance Center Annual Duck Race. I mean, it's rubber ducks. It's pretty easy. $5 to adopt 1 duck. You can adopt 6 for $25 and so on. But all of it goes towards helping our partners in need throughout the community. They serve the entire county, have been serving the entire county for about 40 years. So, come out there. That's August 24th at the Rob Fleming Aquatic Center. So 6:30 to 8:30, you'll see 5,000 yellow rubber ducks floating down a 2-story slide and going around. It's easy, it's fun, it's free. So there's that. You can go to duckrace.com, the Woodlands, to sponsor your duck. No, you don't really get to keep it, but you can see it for a short time and know that you're making a difference. So with that, we're going to roll right into our first guest, and I have all 3 people sitting here with me, and you probably can see that. I have PC, Sherry, and Dawn Candy, and they will chime in anytime, but we're going to concentrate on God's Garage. Okay, PC, what is God's Garage?
God's Garage exists to repair vehicles for free, and we also give vehicles away for free to single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military.
So when did you come up with this idea?
It really started about 7.5 years ago or so. Just wanted to help people who needed repairs on their vehicles, and it's morphed over the years into this. We know that the need is tremendous. There's a lot of people that don't have a car for whatever reason, and the car does not run. And without a car, you can't get a job. Without a job, you can't get a car. So it's kind of stuck. And so we want to reach in and fulfill that need. We actually, as part of the program, the ladies go through a budgeting course.
Wow.
And a life skills course and a single parenting course as well. And we teach how to interview for a job. We provide some clothing for them to be able to wear to the interviews and to a job. And then Montgomery County Food Bank graciously partnered with us and gives us some groceries to give to the ladies.
That's wonderful. So do you have other organizations that you partner with to offer the educational component?
We are partnering with our teachers who are from the Montgomery United Methodist Church. Mm-hmm. We have about a dozen ladies who rotate through and teach our classes, and they are fabulous. In fact, our ladies that go through the class often ask if they can come back, even to the budgeting class. So that tells you how good they are.
So they're learning, and that's great.
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of like you can't just give them something. I mean, you can, but it lasts longer if they have some feet on the ground, per se.
Sure. We want to help them get to the next level in their lives. And so for whatever reason, they've maybe missed some of the skill sets that some of us take for granted. We want to supply them with those skill sets. And then a car, of course, is a big deal. It's independence. It's freedom. It's restored dignity in some instances because you have to beg for rides and borrow rides and even hitchhike when you
And
don't
pay
have a
for the
vehicle.
rides a lot of times, too.
Oh, my. Uber
You
can
know.
eat you alive, sure.
Well, I mean, even asking friends you want to pay for their gas or offer something,
Right.
for gratitude. So what other nonprofits do you work with?
We actually partner with a number of nonprofits, and we tithe to other nonprofits as well. We actually give
Oh,
and
okay.
sponsor events, and we feel like it's something we should do ourselves. So from Compassion with Luke Reedus, we are just starting to get to know Mosaics of Mercy and Sherry, and we want to do some things with them and maybe provide some volunteers to help them organize some things and set some
You
things
never
up.
know.
You never know. Yeah,
It's
so,
limitless, yes.
we are always looking for more opportunities to partner with others. We also partner with a few different businesses who have been very gracious to us. And again, we're looking for more partnerships. And some of the partnerships would be in the tire industry, parts industry, even paint and body shops could get involved.
Oh, it sounds great. Do you partner with any of the car dealerships at this point?
Right now, we partner with Buckaloo Chevrolet. Donnie has been wonderful. And we are talking soon about Russell and Smith and a few others who have expressed interest in being involved.
Well, I think getting involved with a nonprofit makes any business more sustainable, and it shows your commitment to the community because of the community you're in business. So
Exactly.
giving back just makes sense.
Yes.
So, and I have heard you speak before at a Republican Women's Luncheon.
Okay.
Liberty Bells. It's
Yeah.
been a while.
It's been a little while.
Couple of years possibly, but I do remember hearing your story, and you're a very good speaker
Thank you.
and advocate.
Thank you.
So tell me a little bit about who you serve and how they can be served by you.
Sure. It's single mothers, widows, and wives of deployed military. Single mothers of 16-year-old children or younger living with them. And any widow, any wife of a deployed military, they're effectively a single mom themselves, taking care of everything while their husband's fighting for our freedom. And they can apply online at www.godsgarage.org. We go through their application and vet them and then invite them to a class. They go through our classes, and we try to find a vehicle for them, or we look at their vehicle and try to figure out how to get it running again.
There's
And-
that possibility as well.
Right.
Yes.
We use donated cars. We don't buy any of our cars. They're all donated and mostly from individuals. Instead of trading their old car in, whether it's running or not, as long as they have a clear title in their name, we can even come get the car and tow it back. We can get it running again in most cases and make it a good, dependable little car again, give it a new lease on life. And so we go through the program, and our next goal is to try to sort of continue education for our ladies and find out what are the gaps that they need filled and fill those gaps for them as well. We want to be holistic in our approach. We want to address all of the needs and not just the transportation aspect.
Not just one element, but the
Right.
whole thing. I like that. So teaching them how to change the oil, how to change a tire, some of
Yes.
those basic things that
We are actually looking
I don't know if I
for-
could do.
You can do it. You can do it.
I have a Mini Cooper. I don't know. It's a little more complicated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And you have to have really long, skinny arms to get around the engine. We are looking for a female mechanic who can teach our ladies. We like to have ladies teaching our ladies.
It's nice.
And so we're looking for that so that we can actually start a course on repairing vehicles and how to listen to your vehicle, how to know when to pull over and when you can drive it home. And even if it's just to be able to talk to your mechanic, then we'll give you those skill
Communicate
sets.
properly.
Right.
By
And-
making the little noises it makes.
Like what kind of noises?
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, could you do that again? I like that.
I mean, I hate it when you hear the noise suddenly of a flat tire and you're driving, let's say, in excess of 65 miles per hour.
Not that you would ever do that.
I have a Mini Cooper. So, I may not walk fast, but I can still drive.
All right.
So, yeah, you hear that horrible noise and you're like, you got to move over and like, oh my dear, something's wrong. It's a horrible noise.
Yeah.
But there's other noises that aren't great too.
Sure.
And I'm thinking like even maintenance, how often you do maintenance.
Right. How do you check
Right?
your belts and hoses and
Ooh,
fluids?
I don't know.
We can help you.
We may have to take a class, Margie.
Actually, I think that'd be great. Yeah. You ought to check in with Milstead. Or you do work with Milstead, don't you?
I worked with Amy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'll check in with Amy and see if she has
Because
some.
they offer classes and all that jazz. I don't know. Just throwing that out there, not trying to name call anybody,
No,
but it
that's
would be
great.
a great partnership. And she's a woman.
Right.
So, just things like that. So I pulled up your website, I think it was, or maybe it was Facebook, and saw that to date you've done 37 repairs.
Yeah, well, I think we're around 40-something as of this morning.
That's awesome.
And, we've given-
Individual repairs of
Yes.
different things.
Yes, and we've given away over 80 cars already. We're shooting for, well, our goal was 150 cars. We'll blow past that and give a few more away.
And that's
year-
just in Montgomery County.
That's just here. And next year, we're looking forward to blowing past 300 cars for the year to be given away.
Wow.
And hopefully repair about between 175 and 200 cars.
So I know the word is out. I know you've been featured all over the place, nationwide. Tell me a little about that. Not that you're bragging. It's not bragging.
yeah.
No, but just tell me about that, because
It's
that's probably
weird.
helpful.
It's strange. We contacted a couple of TV stations and locally, and they came out and did a story that turned into a bunch of other TV stations, news stories, which turned into People
I was
magazine.
going to say, I know people.
NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt. We've talked to some talk show hosts over Skype a bit, and there's some other interest in doing some other things. We've had production companies come to us about a reality show, and we're hoping to land a reality show on Motor Trend, if you're listening. So we're actually talking to a producer from Motor Trend right now and looking at those possibilities. I think it would be great to show the stories of our ladies, the stories of our donors, and our volunteers as well.
Absolutely.
We have around 130 volunteers who are regulars. They come weekly, bi-weekly. We have guys that are there every day, retirees. We have shift workers, and they have all different skill sets. We utilize mechanics, sure, but we have people who cook for us, people who clean, people who detail cars, drive cars, on and on. And what we try to do is find the passion in the person that wants to volunteer and put them in that slot so that they have fun doing what they're doing.
Right, and they stay with you.
Well, sure.
Yeah. No, it's a wonderful story, and I think what you do is really filling a need. I have been a single mom with young kids, and I actually have been through this before as a single mom. I don't know how these things happen, but I know that it's challenging at times.
Yeah.
And who can you depend on to help you
Right.
when you go get your car fixed? Is it truth, or is it not? Or are they just trying to get more out of you?
Right.
So I think the education is very important
Yeah.
overall for all women to know.
For men as well. There's
Yeah,
many men
well,
who
sure.
don't know how
Yeah.
to work on cars, and we can help with that. So, guys, if you're listening and you want to come out and learn some stuff about the newer cars, come on out. We'll train you.
Well, it sounds great. My son is in the Army right now in Fort Hood, getting ready to be deployed, and he is a mechanic. He works on generators, but he never knew how to do anything. Now he's very professed at that.
Excellent.
So I will steer him in the right direction when he comes back
Definitely.
home.
Definitely.
So I think it's just awesome. So you're at 12340 FM 2854 in Conroe. So you're always looking for vehicles to give away. And
We
it
do.
doesn't matter what shape they're in because that's what you do. You
That's
can
what we
work
do.
on them and get repaired or
Yeah.
find somebody who can do that.
Yeah, and if it's a car that's just not going to be able to be repaired, we will actually take all the good parts off of it and keep them and use them on other cars, and then we'll sell the rest for whatever scrap money we can get and put that money on a good car. So we can use any car. As long as you've got a clear title, we will come and pick it up
A
happily.
scrapper.
And of course, it's a tax deduction, so we'll give you a tax receipt.
That sounds wonderful. What's going ahead? Just helping more people? What are some of your goals?
We are licensing God's garages around the country. It's a free thing. There's no dues or anything involved. We just want to teach other people how to do this in every city. That's my goal. I mean, every city needs one of these. There's people that need
Absolutely.
vehicles everywhere. So we've got one in Utah right now, Ogden, Utah. And it looks like San Antonio is going to open up before the end of the year, and maybe Memphis. So we're excited about that.
That is exciting.
Yeah.
So if somebody were interested, how would they connect with you? On your website? Would that be
Through
the
our
best
website,
way?
you can always contact us through the website. There's emails there. If you want to donate, you can do that online as well. You can visit us at Facebook. We're at God's Garage Car on Facebook, and that's where a lot of our videos are, so that you can learn more about us as well.
And the same if somebody wants assistance.
Yes.
How do you determine who you're helping?
Well, the parameters are the single mother, widow, or wife
Right.
of deployed military. We want to ensure that the need is real, and so we check references
validate.
and validate, and then off we go. We jump into it.
Okay. Any events coming up this year?
We had a few events. We had a great car show and barbecue cook-off. We'll be having another one. That'll be listed on the website as soon as we nail the date. And we may do a chili cook-off for all of you chili cookers toward the end of the year when it's nice and chilly outside. So look at the website
January, February.
for that 2-week segment. Yeah.
Yes. That sounds great. I did go to your barbecue cook-off you had. It was when I was walking. But I don't remember. Katie Krause.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's a great lady. They have volunteered with us as well. And it's neat
yes,
to be able to
I
work with
know.
other nonprofits both ways.
Yes. Family Promise. Have you worked with them?
We have. We've given a few vehicles. They've actually donated a vehicle to us.
Okay. Reciprocal.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. Yeah, Marilyn Kazmierski is over there right now, executive director. I don't know
Yes.
if you know
I
Marilyn.
met her at the last event that I went to, and want to spend some time with her and get
Good.
to know her a little better.
Good. And hopefully you need to get on the focus of cut and shoot, Harley Hoggs,
Okay.
as far as grant recipients too.
Well, let's connect
We'll
after
plug.
the show. Yeah.
We'll plug you in. Okay, anything else you want to add about God's Garage that comes to mind right now that we haven't touched on?
It's just a fun place to be. If you've got any time, even if it's an hour, you don't even have to schedule it. Just drop in.
If you know
and
cars.
Not even if you know cars.
Okay,
If-
just
if-
come by anyway.
Yeah, we will find your passion and we'll plug you in.
Okay. Well, that sounds terrific. Okay, so it's godsgarage.org to find out all the information. And on Facebook, it's God's Garage Car, although you can Google it and find it pretty
You
easily.
sure can.
I love Google.
Yes.
I don't know what I did in my life before Google. But anyway, okay, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back and talk with Sherry Burkhart about Mosaics of Mercy. I'm Margie Taylor, and this is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Does volunteering at a nonprofit horse sanctuary sound wonderful? Or are you a veteran or a veteran spouse and think trying a peer group session through a local Horses and Heroes equine program might be worth trying? Henry's Home Horse and Human Sanctuary, located in Grand Central Park by appointment only, is home to a growing number of rescued and donated horses. Visit our website at henryshomehorsesanctuary.org or check out our Facebook at Henry's Home Horse and Human Sanctuary for more information.
For those of you who like your partners, your gumbo, and your music salty, well, we're here to help with the music. Julian Shea here, host of Lone Star Country Nights Thursday, your weekly dose of roots and Americana and all the music that makes this part of the country special. We stir in Western swing, honky-tonk, Zydeco, Texas blues, outlaw country, and put a pinch of red dirt, and then we smoke it over a slow fire. Then listen to the results Thursday nights on Conroe's 104.5 and 106.1 and worldwide at irlonestar.com.
Remember to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on your computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
And we are back. I'm Margie Taylor, your host for Conroe Culture News at Lone Star Community Radio in downtown Conroe. It's still summer. It's still 91 degrees outside. I guess it's cooler than it has been. We're having a cold front. So school starts Wednesday. Summer's kind of just flew by me, considering I'm not spending much time outside because there's no point for me. But this is sponsored by Roger Stein Chiropractic, and we are talking about the charitable organizations that are part of the WISE conference, and this is an annual event, and Dawn Candy is here also, and she's going to speak in just a little bit about the conference. It's September 25th at Lone Star College from 9 to 4, and the organizations here are God's Garage, and we just heard from PC, and now we're going to hear from Sherry Burkhart with Mosaics of Mercy and what it is. If you haven't heard about Mosaics of Mercy, well, now you have. So Sherry, tell us what it is, first of all.
So Mosaics of Mercy is an organization to fill the need of a central connection point or hub for resources, hope, and education, supporting the journey towards mental well-being. And so our community was lacking a central connection point for people to find resources when they were having a struggle. And it can be, mental well-being encompasses of lots of different things. So that could be someone's going through a divorce and they're looking for a counselor to help them. Or it could be that someone's facing an addiction or their family member is facing an addiction and they're looking for a treatment center for them to go to. And so we really are ranged a wide gamut of resources. But what we do is we go out and vet those resources. We talk to counselors. We find out what their passion is. We go into our treatment centers and hospitals. And so we really try to know what's available and maybe what the strengths are of each particular thing. And so then when someone calls, we're able to help make those connections for them.
So, and that's mosaics right there, putting all the puzzle pieces together and making it one beautiful piece.
Yes.
Being a person, making them be self-fulfilled and give them confidence to be sustainable and move on with their life. Kind of sounds like.
Right. So mosaics really came together with lots of different pieces. So we do actually have a physical mosaic making program. And so that's where the name Mosaics of Mercy came from. Mm-hmm. And then we also talk about the pieces as far as our resources and then hope. So all of those are brought together to make the organization Mosaics of Mercy.
And I noticed that you called a central location, so you offer education. There's an educational component, and how to navigate the mental health resources, and then how to cultivate. Tell me about what that means, cultivating it.
So cultivate was a word that we were really using as far as cultivating creativity, and that came from the actual physical mosaic making program. And a lot of times when we're struggling with something, that creative aspect is something that can help open up our mind to possibilities and to hope. And so one of our founders, Amy Hauser, had a program where you go through 10 steps, they're analogies about how brokenness can be turned into beauty. And so people come to either to our location or we take that event out into the community. And it's a tangible way for people to walk through that, experience that, and not only learn how they could look at their own brokenness, but also how to look at the people around them and come alongside other people in the community that might be struggling. So that's part of the cultivate. And then the other part is cultivating community and really opening up possibilities for people to come and talk and share their difficult times and be authentic with that and be met with hope and healing.
So you're a registered nurse.
Yes.
And how did you get involved with Mosaics of Mercy?
So I became involved with Mosaics of Mercy because of my personal passion, both from my personal journey and then professionally. And so my professional role started because of my personal journey. When I was 15, I went to treatment for an eating disorder and lots of mental health struggles, depression and anxiety. And it was a registered nurse who actually helped me to get into treatment when the counselor and doctor really couldn't quite figure out what to do with me. And so it really inspired me. And as a result, I chose to become a registered nurse and have worked in the psychiatric field my whole career. And then a few years ago, when there were multiple suicides in our community, a lot of teen suicides, I really was seeing, because a lot of people come to me because of my profession, that people just really didn't know how to navigate the system. They didn't know how to find what they were looking for. A lot of times because they don't even know what they are asking for that they need.
Right.
And I myself, my son had struggled with depression related to some medical issues that he was having. And I struggled finding what I needed for him. And I felt like, okay, if I'm struggling as a nurse with all this information, then I can only imagine what people are experiencing, when they don't have that.
Sure.
So that was really the part of the piece that I brought to creating Mosaics of Mercy, was really wanting to find a way to help simplify that for people, and so they also wouldn't have to do it alone. People spend a lot of time trying to do that because they don't want to be vulnerable and share with someone else that they're struggling. And if we can create a way where it's safe to have those conversations with someone that's approachable, then hopefully they're going to get help sooner and get where they need to be. And then they won't have as much of the fallout from a struggle that they're having as when they wait.
Right, which may intensify some of their symptoms and outcomes and things like that by waiting. And I know that it is hard to navigate the mental health system we have here. I have had, not me personally, but one of my boys has had issues with different things and not feeling confident. So then when you don't have confidence in yourself, you may do things that aren't always the best choices to gain acceptance, and trying to find somebody to help him in the community instead of waiting for next month to come in or something like that is very challenging. So I understand that, and I applaud you for what you're doing. So I'm going to ask again, do you work with Family Promise?
So we do have some connections with Family Promise.
Okay, because I know they were looking for
Yes.
someone to help with counseling and different things like that. And Family Promise is homeless families with children.
Right.
And they're in a 90-day program, and a lot of times they have a lot of struggles and conflicts that they need to resolve for whatever reason that they're in that situation. So
we connect with a lot of the other nonprofit programs, and really we're a connection point. Since we don't provide
like.
counseling, we're a hub.
Okay,
And
to put them in the right direction.
Right, put everybody in the right direction, because we have so many great nonprofits and resources in our community, but people don't know that they exist or how to get to them.
So you teach them how to navigate.
So we really work on that. And it may be someone that needs the resources like Family Promise, or it may be someone that can afford out-of-pocket counseling, but the people that have been recommended to them, the wait is so long.
Exactly.
And so we
Right.
really try to help find, either work to call around and find an earlier appointment for someone, and just some different resources that they might not be aware of.
The right program for each individual
Right.
person, the ideal program. So your website is mosaicsofmercy.com.
Correct.
Makes sense.
Yes.
And you can apply for any services on there or go and make a phone call. And you also have a Facebook page that's, I believe, Mosaics of Mercy as well.
Yes.
So you're kind of the nucleus for navigating and helping people find their way around. And that's unique, right? There isn't anybody doing that in the community?
No, there's not. It is unique. And really, after we started this organization, there, as part of, I don't know if you're aware of the Behavioral Health and Suicide Prevention Task Force that formed in the community, and they had their first meeting in May, and Mosaics was part of those original conversations. And out of that, we read the Montgomery County mental health, or I think they called it the behavioral health assessment that was done in 2017. And that was done by Texas A&M. And it was the first one of those kinds of studies that had been done in the state of Texas for a community. And one of the things that it identified was that there wasn't a central connection point, and that was one of their recommendations. And Mosaics formed not knowing that assessment, because we started before that assessment took place, and we were not aware of it till we became part of the task force. And so that is a need that we're meeting that no one else was able to. And we're working now with the task force to meet that need in a bigger way. So we're looking at databases and talking to different communities all around the United States, trying to find out what is the best way, as far as also having a digital platform to help match people to resources, and then continue to have, because it's important to us to have that option for people to call and have a personal connection. Because when you're struggling with mental health, a lot of times what the remedy to that is connection. And so if we remove that, then that doesn't give people maybe the opportunity that they need to connect with someone else to find something that fits just for them. But we also want to have people have the option to have that digital platform. So that's something we've been working with the task force. I'm one of the co-facilitators of the resource work group for the task force. And so we're meeting and talking about different ways to continue to grow Mosaics as a hub and provide all the different things that the community really identifies that they need.
Well, teen suicide is at a high point
Yes.
in Montgomery County and in the high schools, and I have heard of the task force. Isn't Wayne Mack on that
Yes,
too?
yes.
Yes, there's a lot of people working together, and I want to say it's Peyton's Heart. They've been here on the show before.
And Cassidy
too.
Join for Hope.
Yes, and there's a reason these groups have formed.
Yes.
Because there's tragic things going on, and the community needs to build those resources and listen more actively to see what they can do to help the kids.
Well, and it's really wonderful. Our vision was a community united to make a difference in their own mental well-being and that of the people around them. And so the task force really comes right alongside Mosaics and what
great.
their mission and vision for the community is. And it's to create that and look at ways that our community can be different, because our community does so many wonderful things, and we really are good at banding together.
Absolutely.
And so this is another way to walk that out. And the other thing that assessment identifies that Mosaics is really trying to help work on are, they called it silos. And that's the fact that there are all these great nonprofits or doctors' offices or hospitals, but everybody's just giving their own resources that they know of independently,
Right.
instead of having that centralized location, because it's a lot to keep up with. I know, so I'm spending a lot of time
Personally,
doing
right?
it.
Yes.
It's a lot to keep up with, to know what's available and to know off the top of your head, oh, this person is struggling with this. Oh, this would be a great fit. And so not every physician can do that, because they're busy doing lots of different things. And so being able to have a point that's all their responsibility is just to be aware of and know and keep up with that, really helps break down those silos, because then everybody's able to have access to the same kind of information and get people where they need to be.
So is your goal with Mosaics of Mercy to have that, like you said, digitally on a website where people can then navigate as to who can help them? What's the resource in Montgomery County to help them with different kinds of challenges they might be undergoing?
So we do have resources listed on our website. They're not the extensive list that we could do if someone was walking with us over the phone or in person, and just because of different logistics right now. But what we're looking at is more of a digital database platform where people can go in and select different options and criteria, and then it'll help pull
Drill
three
down
resources. Yeah,
into
so
other-
very similar
yeah.
to what we do over the phone, but doing that with a digital
But
platform.
again, you're
Yeah.
missing the in-person communication,
Right.
which is helpful as well.
Right.
You know, so
Because
you would
that misses some of the hope component. Like,
Sure.
you know, there's something about talking to another person over the phone and being able to provide
well, it's
that encouragement.
just more personal. Yes. You know, it's kind of like when you call helplines. It makes a difference. You know.
It does. Well, and that's also a part of our Mosaic program is also working on breaking the stigma and really encouraging people because we all have brokenness. And that's sometimes something that's easily forgotten in our community because, you know, we all work on having everything together. We have great schools. We have lots of great things going for our community. And so sometimes the fact that we all have different struggles, no matter who we are, it gets lost. And so we start to feel like if we do, that there's just something wrong with us, when in reality, we all have different struggles.
We just don't
they
always
just may
voice
all
it.
look different,
Yes.
or we voice it differently. And so part of us not allowing, but people coming in and doing that Mosaic program is really talking about, okay, wait, we all have these things. And so, you know, how can we support each other and make that more acceptable in our community to say earlier, I need some help with this. And so our kids can say it too, because our kids are watching us and they're like, well, they have it all together. And so then they don't come forward and say, hey, I'm struggling, because they think they haven't seen that from mom and dad before. So we're really trying to help open up those conversations. That part of our program is faith-based, but it's been wonderful to see just people of all different kinds of backgrounds come together and have that conversation regardless of where they are in their journey, and then support each other. Because I think that there was a book club that came through, and there's lots of different groups like that have been meeting for 15 years together every Wednesday at this book club, but they had never had that kind of conversation until they came to a Mosaic session, and then they're like, oh, wait.
Opened up eyes.
Well, I have that struggle too,
Isn't that
and so
interesting?
then it
Yeah.
took their relationship to a new
Right,
level,
right.
regardless of if it wasn't, maybe it wasn't an addiction or what someone would call a mental illness, it was just a struggle. And so that's what we're really hoping and seeing happen through those sessions.
So are you working with other churches then, I imagine, to get out the information throughout the community?
Yes, we are. We work with churches in our community. We work with schools. We work with other nonprofits, hospitals, pediatricians, other actually doctors.
All
There's
over
a
the
doctor in
place.
Conroe. A lot of doctors are really starting to see the value in what we do and reach out or have their patients reach out. And they really see the need to make those more personalized connections. So
this is very helpful, being part of the WISE conference.
yes.
Okay, and we need to talk about the WISE conference. So we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back and talk all about WISE and how you two are all connected to the conference as the charitable partners. So I'm Margie Taylor, and we'll be right back.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids are removed from their home because of abuse and neglect, and we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
Since 2004, Roger Stein Chiropractic has offered spine and joint manipulation services to residents of Montgomery County and surrounding areas. Conditions treated include lower back pain, migraines, headaches, whiplash, carpal tunnel, neck pain, sciatica, joint pain, sports injuries, herniated discs, and complications from pregnancy. Roger Stein Chiropractic, led by Dr. Stacy Rogers and Dr. Brian McGee, is an integrity-verified chiropractic clinic. Call 936-441-9990 for an appointment, or visit rogerssteinchiropractic.com. That's RODGERSSTEIN chiropractic.com.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or App Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
Hey guys, this is Connor.
This is Dick.
This is Chris.
And we're with the Ticket Stub Podcast every Thursday live at noon on 104.5 and 106.1 FM in the Conroe area. Also, anytime at irlonestar.com. You go to irlonestar.com/TTS. You can find all of our social media.
And don't forget, we give away 2 tickets to the Grand Theater on every show.
If you like movies and you like complaining or celebrating anything that has to do with the silver screen, check out the Ticket Stub Podcast and join us every Thursday at noon o'clock on Lone Star Community Radio.
Okay, this is Margie Taylor at Lone Star Community Radio, FM 104.5, 106.1, downtown Conroe. We're talking about the WISE Conference. We're talking about God's Garage, Mosaics of Mercy. And now we're talking about the ringleader here. Dawn Candy with I Promote You has been coordinating this for some time.
This is my third year.
Yes. And she's very good at it. And she's going to tell us about a little bit more about who's there, who's the keynote speaker, which is fascinating, and some of the sponsors and how you can get involved and be part of being motivated and making a difference. WISE Conference, that stands for what? W-I-S-E.
Women Inspiring, Supporting, and Empowering.
See, that is just such strong words.
Yes.
They're very strong.
They are very strong, and we're actually in our 7th year, Margie. I don't know if you realize that. But 7 years ago, Carol Gooch with MCABW and Kiki Comaneras with WOMTech came together and decided we needed a women's conference in our community because we didn't have one. And so thus the WISE Conference was born. Those two ladies are still very active in our planning team as our founders.
And strong women.
Yes, they are very strong women. If you know them in the community, you know that. Very successful women. But this year's conference is again sponsored by MD Anderson Cancer Centers, the Woodlands. We're so excited to have them back again this year. And as you've met our 2 charities of choice, which we were so thrilled to select this year, Mosaics of Mercy and God's Garage, we love what both of them stand for, their passion for helping the community as well. And I do want to say we've been to both venues to do a brokenness session with Mosaics of Mercy. We took a tour with God's Garage. Our team is so invested in these two, and we're just so thrilled to have them both on board with us. So I just want to say that. I do want to talk about our keynote speaker because she is amazing. Her name is Jessica Buchanan. She actually was held captive for 93 days by Somalian land pirates. She was a humanitarian aid worker, and when this happened, and so she's got a book out. She has a movie coming out soon based on her book, and I just want to tell you that her story it's chilling. It is chilling because she talks about how she survived the 93 days, and actually when the Navy SEALs came in to rescue her, how she felt, how she fought them because she didn't realize they were the good guys. And so every time I think about it, I just can't even imagine putting myself in that place and going through that, keeping myself faithful and motivated to survive another day.
On.
Yes.
Right.
So she is going to definitely motivate us and inspire us. As you mentioned earlier, our conference is from 9 to 4. It's at Lone Star Community Building on Research Forest in the Woodlands. And September the 25th, which is a Wednesday. We want you to come out and spend the whole day with us because we've got a great slate of speakers other than the keynote speaker. We really try to talk to the whole woman. And so with our speakers, we have basically how your mindset affects your success. And that's going to be a little interactive with one of our speakers, so I think that'll be a lot of fun. We also have our presenting sponsor who's got 2 speakers on the slate, Kendra Windish, which a lot of our community members know. She's going to be talking about taking one for the team. So read into that what you will, I'm not sure. And then she's got a physical therapist who's going to come in and talk about, talk about mindful yoga flow. Excuse me. And so that's kind of our morning. We hope to also encourage you with a little bit of economic development news, what's going on in our community. Why does it matter what's happening economically in our community? Well, for small businesses, you and I both know it's really important. We need to know what's happening, what businesses are coming in, who's expanding, that kind of thing. And so it's going to be a great conversation with Danielle Shiner with the Conroe Economic Development Council. So we're excited to have her. And then I've got two others, believe it or not. We have Understanding and Integrating Your Leadership DNA. So this is for our leaders in the room, which is everybody, right? We all lead something.
We all do, even if we're just
even
a
if
parent.
it's ourselves.
We're
right?
leading our kids. So
we're leading
yes,
ourselves every
that's
single
right.
day.
That's right.
That's Lori Ann Reeves, and so we're looking forward to her. And one speaker that just came on board with us, Constable Ryan Gable, is going to be talking to us about what to do in an active shooter situation. I'm thrilled to have him on board with us this year in light of what's been happening around the nation recently. We just felt like this was a really important topic to talk to 300 women about in our community to help you be better prepared should it happen to you, to help you, whether it's in our hometown or whether we're traveling and something happens, or to a loved one and you're separated from them. Those sorts of situations to talk about. So, my gosh, could you imagine a more empowering day? Truly?
Unfortunately, I'll be in Alaska, but yes. Walking. But yes, no, I think it sounds terrific. And
Yes.
just hearing from Jessica Buchanan kind of gives me chills. I know the one last year was fabulous.
Yes. Yeah,
With the
Rebecca Gregory.
Yes.
She had you laughing, crying. You just went on this range of emotion
Yes,
with her.
as somebody who's run the Boston Marathon and know how hard people train for that, and to hear her story of just being on the sidelines and what she's gone through. Yeah, you have great speakers, and it is very empowering. It's a great day. It's well worth the time spent going, and people can still get tickets.
You can still buy tickets. Sponsorships are still available. We also have some vendor tables still
Vendors, too.
available.
Okay.
Yes, because we do have time for our attendees to go and visit with our vendors. And those vendors are there to help make your life easier as a woman, as a business owner, as someone in business. They just want to help provide products and services that'll make your life a lot easier. So there's a great day. Like I said, it's going to be very filled. You're going to make new friends. I've talked with some women who said, I would really like to go, but I'm new to the community. Perfect. You're the perfect person to come because you're going to make a lot of new friends. So it's a great day just for networking as well.
It's very authentic.
Yes.
It's very rewarding to go, very motivating. It's a fabulous day to go and spend. Now, the two people, the charitable groups, both PC and Sherry, y'all are going to be there, right? Correct.
Yes.
Okay, so they can find out more about how they can get involved or whatever, or be one of your clients or whatever it is. Just find out more about you at the WISE
We want
conference.
to give them more exposure at the WISE conference as well. One last thing, Margie, I need to say. We do have scholarship applications online, thewiseconference.com, if you're a woman in business. And you need a little extra money, whether you need to take a class, you need marketing, whatever, please go online and apply for that scholarship. We're giving 3 away, $1,500 each, plus some additional things as well. So it's a great scholarship. We'll be giving those away that day.
So let's mention some of your sponsors. You want to do that?
I do, absolutely. So, of course, our presenting sponsor, again, is MD Anderson Cancer Centers. We have a VIP sponsor, Avenida Brazil. We're looking forward to that.
Great
all
food.
of our sponsors get to enjoy that great food. Our photo booth sponsors are Bayway Cadillac of the Woodlands and Tap Snap. Looking forward to that. A lot of fun times. Program sponsors is Proven Results Marketing and Radiant Purpose. Our attendee bag sponsor this year is Tubal Energy. They were in last year as well as our VIP sponsor, so that was we appreciate them coming back to us as well. Signage sponsor is Image 360, Angela Schimmels, love her so much. And of course, you with PR, we appreciate everything you're doing for us. And a media sponsor we have is Moxie Innovations. Shuttle sponsor, Wham and Rogers, which we do have a shuttle because we have off-site parking at Faith Bible Church, which is right down Research Forest from us. And so we'll have a nice air-conditioned shuttle for you to catch to carry you over. And then our pavilion sponsors, Ye Plastic Surgery, Spinal Care Chiropractic Center, and Congressman Kevin Brady. He supports us every year.
All the
So,
time.
Yes.
He loves Carol.
Yes, he does love Carol.
And we might as well mention that MCABW is celebrating their 14th anniversary.
They sure are.
The fourth Tuesday of the month, this
Yes.
month.
August 27th, I think. Yeah. I think that's the date.
It's the fourth Tuesday of the month at Incredible Pizza. So the website is thewiseconference.com.
Yes.
And you can find more details because I know it's easier to put it on the Facebook page at the Wise Conference.
Yes. you sure
Or they can talk to Don Candy.
They can. They can call me at 936-207-5017.
Okay, so
Thanks, Margie.
we're all a lot wiser today because we've learned so much. I'm Margie Taylor, your host for this show, and we will have a link on Conroe Culture News or irlonestar.com later on today. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.